Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Miami Beat, your source for all things entertainment, where we bring you the pulse of Miami's vibrant music and cultural scene. From the salty rhythms of Southside merengue to the energetic beats of popular music, we've got it all covered. Join us as we take you on a journey through the city's hottest clubs, festivals, events, and introduce you to the talented artists and performers who make Miami the cultural capital of the South. So sit back and relax with the Miami Beat. Now, here's your host, Renee Gim.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Miami Beat. Another Friday afternoon here at MC Studios in Miami, in South Miami. And today I have a phenomenal guest, Edwin Bonilla. Welcome, Edwin. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Renee, for the invite.
It's such a pleasure to have you here.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We've known each other so long, but we've never had a chance to really chat like this.
This is going to be a tremendous chat.
Oh, it is.
Because
it's going to be great.
I want the audience to know about your career, your trajectory, where you were born, everything. So, because you have such a phenomenal career, you're a percussionist that has touched so many lives and has been all over the world, and I think that the audience really deserves to know all about that. First and foremost, where were you born?
I was born in Puerto Rico, Santurce, Puerto Rico, but I didn't grow up in Puerto Rico. I relocated. They relocated me as a child to New Jersey, Elizabeth, New Jersey, where I grew up, and my musical experience started there. I mean, I started with all the variety of music that was happening in the '60s, '70s.
What prompted you to get into the music business? Or what prompted you to become a percussionist?
Well, where I was living, in the area that I lived, or the downtown area of Elizabeth, we had music playing all the time. There's a lot of music. We had Motown, we had rock. We had the Latin, the Puerto Rican, Cuban, put it that way, and we had the influx of all. It was becoming a melting pot of Latinos, but we also had the American side of it, the Anglo, the African American, which was wonderful, and it was a good era to pick up music.
How old were you when you first purchased your first set of timbales?
My first sticks. My mom bought me a pair of sticks and a pad. I took my first drum lessons at 8.
8 years old, wow.
8 years old, but I left it for. I mean, I played. I was on and off, but I did learn some stuff, the rudiments of the drums.
Right.
And later,
you were a drummer before you became
I was a drummer,
right?
a very bad one at that, but frustrated drummer. I still am. But yeah, I started playing with little groups here and there. I had a band. It was just me and my cousin, Robert. It was him on the guitar. We would get together on the weekends and just jam. Me on the drums and him on the guitar. And we were both horrible, but we had fun.
And then from that you segue into timbales. And
after that, yeah, the influx of the Latin boom started becoming more prominent in the area. The Celia Cruz, and Tito Puente, and everyone, because Elizabeth is fairly close to New York.
Right, of course.
So we had all that radio from the New York radio happening there.
So on July 8th, 1999, you released your first CD.
Oh, yes.
What was the name of that?
Edwin y su son.
Edwin y su son. But su son is not son as in your son.
No,
it's son as in the genre of music.
The Cuban song. Cuban song, which it's got a variety of songs in that album.
Yeah. Who did you record with on that song? Was it just?
I recorded that with my compadre. He's a very talented man. We still do work together. Jesus and Nino Perez.
And Nino Perez. Yes.
We did it in Montreal, actually.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it started off as a demo. We did a demo. We started shopping it around, and we took it to Roberto Torres. And then remember Roberto Torres? I knew him since New York. We've been working together.
What an icon Roberto Torres is.
Oh, yes.
When did you start performing with him?
I started with him like traveling and recording in 1980.
Wow.
81. But I wasn't living in Miami yet. I was living in Jersey.
Interesting.
And so was he. So I did Mexico with him. I did a few little traveling.
When did you come to Miami? When did you move to Miami?
I got here in '87.
'87.
And the big reason was I was playing with a group in New York, which was big band charanga, and the leader of the band was Felo Barrio, very well known.
Very well known.
He's a legend also.
He really is.
And we were about to back up Hansel y Raúl.
Interesting.
Okay, we were going to back them up, and we did. We would do the first set, the second set, Hansel and Raúl would come up, and I would just play the bongos because they have bola timbalero. But he saw me play with the band with Felo, and he liked it.
Who's that? Hansel?
Hansel Martinez.
Hansel from Hansel Road.
And he called me over like between the set. Listen, would you like to move to Miami? And I was young. I was like, yeah. I went like, yeah. If you want, let me know. We have work for you. And they're legends, but they were very hot back then here.
Oh yeah, back in that during that era.
That era, yeah.
Hansel and Raúl were, one of the most popular groups in the Miami area.
Oh
the South Florida area.
They constantly worked. So, yeah, I came here for a week to try out, and they were recording an album, and I did the album. Plus, they had a lot of work during that. And I'm like, I'm staying here. This is what I want to do. But first and foremost, believe it or not, I came here with an intent.
Okay.
To do like a crossover, because I was hearing a lot of what I wanted to do. I was hearing a lot of music coming out of Miami that was really inspiring me, and it was Miami Sound Machine. Gloria Estefan. When they released Conga and Rhythm's Gonna Get You.
So that's one of the most interesting things about your career and your bio that I've read and I've kept up with for years. You have been Gloria Estefan's percussionist in what, 30 plus albums or CDs or songs that she's released?
Since 1993.
Since 1993, wow. Gloria Estefan's percussionist.
93, yes. I've done, it's definitely an honor. And I've been blessed.
Yeah.
I've been blessed to be working with them and become, part of the family, put it that way.
To this day, you're still performing with Gloria, right? You're still Gloria's percussionist?
They say, oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, they actually called me up to do the Broadway show, The Story of Their Life.
I know. I was at the Aged Arts Center when you were performing there. I went to see the show, and I look up on the stage, and I see Edwin Bonilla on the stage at the Adrian Arts Center performing On Your Feet.
On Your Feet.
The Broadway show that came to Miami.
Yeah, and
what was that experience like?
Oh, that was wonderful. I always wanted to experience that. I mean, like I worked a lot in New York as a my young age, doing the Latin salsa thing and moving around, and I always dreamed of playing at the Madison Square Garden, and I always dreamed of doing like Lincoln Center, and all this and that, but I had to come to Miami to get that experience.
Well, we are going to play a little bit later on of you performing at Lincoln Center.
Right.
So we'll save that for later because that must have been one of the greatest experiences of your life, right?
Oh, that was awesome. The first experience I got there was with Cachao.
Wow.
Israel Lopez Cachao. It was very, very unforgettable because we get on stage and he gets like a 5-minute encore, and everyone's up clapping and like, wow! I just like a tear came in, You know,
I'm sure.
I'm playing with a live legend here. You know, I'm like,
he
wow.
truly was a legend.
He-
Cachao, wow, what an amazing individual, what an
And
amazing
an
musician.
amazing man, individual. I learned so much about the music, the Cuban music with him, and he was particular with who he wanted playing with him.
I'm sure.
You know, so I was blessed to be able to fulfill that. You know.
So I was reading in your bio, you have recorded over 1,000. You've been in over 1,000 recordings.
I think, yeah, calculated. Maybe less or maybe more by now.
Yeah, it's probably more because I know
yeah.
you're recording all the time. So I'm sure there's probably more.
But I'm including jingles and stuff like that. You know,
Of course. But not only have you recorded Gloria Estefan's Grammy winner, the Grammy winner, so good, but you've recorded with Madonna, Dave Gerson, Eric Barn, NSYNC, Hansel Raul, Julio Iglesias,
Yes.
Tito Puente Jr., Jose Feliciano, Roberto Torres, and Tony Bennett. Talk about Tony Bennett.
I didn't record with Tony Bennett, but we did
perform, right, with Tony?
We performed. Yeah. It was the Super Bowl in '95, '96. It was Gloria was on that stage also. So a lot of these stuff that I've gotten to do have been with my connection playing with Gloria and Emilio.
Wow.
I owe them that too, because there was a boom time here of a lot of sessions in the '90s, crossovers, like Jennifer Lopez.
Right.
When she was acting, and when she wanted to do her first album, it was Emilio that helped her.
Right.
So I came aboard. Emilio got me aboard on that.
And you performed the percussions for Jennifer Lopez on her first album?
On her first album, yes.
Wow,
On
what
her
an
first
amazing
album.
experience that must have been.
Yeah. She was just beginning as a singer, put it that way. And her career was booming from Selena, the movie Selena.
So, talk about this experience that you had, and also recording musical soundtracks for Disney and movies, but in particular for Disney movies. You know, what was that like? That must have been an exciting experience for you.
Well, I was called for that in Crescent Moon Studios, and
Crescent Moon Studios is owned by Emilio
Stefan, yes.
Correct.
And the arrangement was already done, and the one that sings that track is Thalia.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, and I laid percussion tracks on that, and yeah, then it came out. They came out. You know, the movie was a hit. The movie came out to be a hit.
Sure.
And there's, if you don't mind me changing the subject.
Not at all. Please do.
There's one soundtrack that I'm you know, it's very funny. It's like, you know, it's an iconic movie. It came out to be a classic. It's called Something About Mary.
Something About Mary. I
Have you
remember that
heard
was
of it?
recorded here. It was filmed in Miami.
It was filmed in Miami.
Yeah.
Well, we were called by a producer called Mike Stewart. No, Mike Lewis. Mike Lewis.
Mike Lewis is the
And he
producer,
called
right?
us to record on that. I remember when we were doing the music, you know, all the musicians were looking at each other like, what is this? What is this music about? You know, we were like, man, let's get out of here, whatever, you know. So anyway, we did the soundtrack, and we were like, okay, you know, we totally forgot about the movie. They asked us, me and some of the other guys, if we wanted to be part of the movie. Okay, there's a little extra cash, let's do it. You know, it was fun, and we had no idea when it came out it was going to be an American movie classic.
It's truly a classic.
It's still a classic, yeah.
It's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, and I found out from my son. He went to see it. He said, "Dad, I just went to see the funniest movie." Oh man, he didn't even notice I was in the movie. Because I come out in the middle and very short, and at the end, really, you know, the stink.
So you performed timbales, but you're also did a
No,
cameo.
I played congas on the movie.
congas?
Yeah, I played congas on the tracks.
And
there.
you did a cameo appearance on the movie.
Yeah, a cameo appearance. Yeah.
Wow.
And everyone noticed me except my son. He just told me about the movie, and I'm like, really?
He didn't see.
When he told me the name, I'm like, what movie again? Because I didn't remember because we wanted to forget. You know, like.
But you also worked on the soundtrack for Evita,
Evita, yeah.
The Pettis Family.
The Perez Family. I did
My Heart, Random Thoughts, Money Train, and Sesame Street 25.
Yeah,
25th anniversary. Wow.
That was cool. That I actually performed on that track as well, and it's a Gloria.
It's a Gloria production.
Yeah, it's a Gloria song, but I do a little bit of acting there. I act as a waiter, and I drop like I'm coming in with the trumpet player Doug Michaels, and I'm walking with a fork and knife, and he's walking with a plate, and I drop my fork and knife, and then all of a sudden I start playing on the table. So that's seen there too. You can see that there also. Yeah. I'm a slash actor also.
Oh, wow. I have to go back and I have to look for that movie now.
Yeah,
I'm going to go on YouTube and look for that because I want to see you drop the knife and fork and then start playing that. So, in addition to all of these wonderful experiences you've had in performing with Gloria Estefan and with Emilio, what was the most interesting thing that Emilio Estefan ever said to you when you first started performing with Gloria? If you can recall. Because I'm sure that must have been a humongous experience for you.
Oh yeah. Well, he always said that, you know, I had their sound.
The reason why I'm asking
that I had their sound.
Sure.
That's the sound that they wanted. I had their sound. You got our sound. You're the best.
Exactly.
And I had also I've been blessed that I've traveled just with them to play with other bands in Europe and symphonies.
The reason why I'm asking the question is because everybody that talks about Emilio Estefan and Gloria, of course, but Emilio as the person that basically directs and produces and helps Gloria with all their career. It's one of the greatest cheerleaders and one of the nicest human beings that you could probably ever want to meet.
Yes.
And
both of them.
Both of them, absolutely. Both of them are just phenomenal, wonderful people.
Yeah, I've felt the warmth from the first day that he walked in to the rehearsal studio. I felt like part of the family. You know, they always made me feel like that. And Gloria, I'll never forget when I first rehearsed with her. She was eating. I was kind of nervous. I just came out with Mi Tierra, the album,
right?
And we were gonna do a show in Acapulco. And she's eating in front of me a Subway sandwich. Mm-hmm. That's like I have the film in my head.
You'll never forget that.
I'll never forget that. And I remember the song finished. I forgot what tune it was. And she looked at me and she said, well, welcome aboard. I was like, wow. You know, it was like, wow. I felt like I was in heaven.
I'm sure.
I still am. I'm blessed.
What a wonderful feeling. What a wonderful feeling it must have been. Well, at this time, I would like to ask Julian, our producer, to cue up a song that's on YouTube that talks about Edwin Bonilla. And is this you?
That's me.
Is this what you do? Wow, that's amazing. I mean, to watch you perform like that in the studio. But I've had the pleasure of seeing you perform live, so I know what a talented percussionist you are. So something that really struck me when I was reading your bio, that you performed with Stevie Wonder. And
I toured with him.
You toured with Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, it was a short stay, maybe like 4 months in and out with him. Mm-hmm. And when I got the call, the first show was funny because I didn't rehearse. and they were doing the Special Olympics in North Carolina. This is 98, 99, and I get there. They fly me in. I get there, and then I find out the Special Olympics live. Okay, I hadn't rehearsed, but then I find out it's a medley.
Was this a televised broadcast? Or
Yes,
was it
yes, televised. It's televised, yeah. And I find out it's a medley, and okay, he's got his band. Nathan Watts, which is a bass player. He's the MD, the musical director. And okay, we're gonna play this song. He wants to play this one next. And this one next, and I'm like, so how is it going to transition? I had no idea. I know. The good thing is that I grew up listening to Stevie Wonder. I knew the music, but then he would come back, Stevie, no, let's do this, change it again. And I'm so scared. I'm shivering because this is live TV. I'm going to perform with Stevie Wonder, and I'm going to mess up all over the place. But it came out wonderful, actually. Everything, the transitions were great, and the bass player loved it, and they called me again. Then I went out with them to Japan, and yeah, we did a few concerts actually.
So you've done a tremendous amount of television appearances. Because I was reading your bio, mostly with Gloria, of course.
Yes, most definitely.
World Music Awards, Arsenio Hall, American Music Awards, and the White House Christmas special. And but you also performed at the Vatican concert for the Pope in Super Bowl '95.
Okay, for the Pope, that was 1995, yes. Yeah. Gloria just did a Christmas album, I think, Abriendo Puertas. And she had a song there called Más Allá. And yeah, we performed with the Roman Symphony.
Where did you perform? That was in Rome?
In Rome, yes.
In Rome at the Vatican.
Yes, and I played percussion, congas and bongos. It was me, Kiki Santander on guitar.
Well, phenomenal guitarist.
And I think that was it. And George Casas, I'm not sure if Juanito Marquez went with us. I don't recall. But yeah, we were at the Vatican.
What an amazing experience. But you've also been on Jay Leno, Tonight Show with Jay Leno, David Letterman's show,
yes,
Oprah Winfrey's show.
A few times, not just one time, a few times. Yeah.
So,
Good Morning America, we did that a lot. We did those shows.
But the list is endless. It just seems like you're just.
You can forget easily if I don't write it down.
Well, that's why I asked for your bio, so that I wouldn't forget either, because there's just so many. I mean, that's just, Regis and Kathy Lee. I mean, what a great experience that must have been too.
Yes, we did our Arsenio Hall when Arsenio had a show.
Yes.
Also, we did that. We did so many shows. Shows that had been around, classics, or that lasted for a little bit. But we were there. We did a lot of shows. Rachel Ray, that show also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has a great show also.
And The View. We did The View a few times.
You've been on The View as well?
A few, yeah.
With Gloria?
With Gloria, a few times.
Phenomenal.
Yes, we did we did, because every time pretty much she would come out with a new song, a new single, we would do, that was a promo. Yeah. We would go and play it there, show it there, present it. And they always took the band, which was awesome. That was always awesome of them,
And every time they did a promo, the song became a hit.
Oh yeah,
because everything that Gloria, puts out is just amazing. It's just wonderful music.
They have their own sound. They're very open, and they like to experiment. It's just they don't have one style. They blend it all in one. And Gloria's a great songwriter. Emilio too. They're one.
They're one. They're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gloria and Emilio are one. And
tremendous
you could tell
couple.
in their love and their dedication to each other, not just the music. And I have nothing but great things and great memories to say about them.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah. They're just phenomenal people. Phenomenal people.
Yes.
Gloria recently won the Songwriter of the Year.
Oh yeah.
And you were part of that.
She's in the Hall of Fame. She's in the Hall of Fame.
She's in the Hall of Fame. Exactly.
The woman, first Latina.
First Latina in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
See.
That's what's good about it. She's diverse.
Yes.
It's just not one like Spanish. No, it's Spanish and English.
In English, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that
And
crossover.
Brazilian too. She's doing Brazilian now too. So
Yes. So
that's all. Yeah.
it's great. So, what is next for Edwin Bonilla right now? What are you doing right now?
Well, actually, I'm doing On Your Feet. I just got back from On Your Feet. I was doing that in Maine.
That's the Broadway show.
The
That's
Broadway
Gloria
show,
Clark.
right.
Gloria
But the
Broadway
road show, the road show. I'll be doing that, but I'm also recording. I'm doing a lot of I'm doing my solo stuff, and I'm recording for other people. And I do play also with Nestor Torres. I don't know if you know that. I've been playing with Nestor for since '95. So
Nestor's an amazing flute player.
Oh, he's amazing. Yeah, he's also got a unique style, and it's very, very open.
Very talented.
I got work with him. I play jazz too, a lot of jazz around town, and I stay busy.
But you also play salsa and tango, because you're going to be performing tomorrow night at Casino Miami.
Oh yeah,
And you'll be there from what, 9 to 1 in the morning?
From 9, we have the first set from 9 to 10, and the next one will be 11 to 12.
Phenomenal. So people can
I'm looking forward to that.
and enjoy your music and dance to the music of your band. That's absolutely terrific. I'd like to ask Julian to cue up a song here, a video that we found. This is when you were playing at Lincoln Center.
Oh yeah, the Rubenstein. I was actually living in New York
At that time?
during that time. Yes, I was doing the actual Broadway.
Wow.
Oh wow!
What an experience that must have been, at Lincoln Center. This is one of the things that you talked about when you were a young kid, that this is you dreamed about.
I always wanted to play there.
You wanted to play there in Madison Square Garden and all the famous venues in New York. So you accomplished that, and you're still working at it. You're still doing it.
Yeah. I still have the energy. I mean, it's next year will be 50 years for me.
50 years performing. Wow.
Performing, yeah, and I still have the energy. As long as I can do it, I'll do it.
That's great.
It's my passion and my love and my life.
Well, you certainly deserve all the accolades, because your talent is unsurpassed. I mean, it's really phenomenal. You're an extremely talented musician.
Thank you so much for that.
Extremely talented performer. So, Edwin, I can't thank you enough for joining us today. And
thank you for having me. What a pleasure.
It's really wonderful to have you here with us today. And please, I want to invite the audience to please go see you tomorrow night at Casino Miami.
Please do so.
You'll see you live and enjoy your great music of your band, and enjoy watching you perform. So,
and dance.
And dance, and have a great time. So thank you once again for joining us in Miami Beat today. And remember, we're here every Friday at 1 o'clock. Next week we have a very special guest. So don't forget to tune in Friday afternoon, Miami Beat, 1 p.m. Thank you once again. Have a